Hello, guys, and welcome to 21metrics podcast. I'm here today with Bitcoin OG Martin Albert. Martin, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, welcome, Timo.
Awesome to have you here. So today we're going to have a brief conversation, and first we are going to cover Martin's history a bit. Martin is a true Bitcoin and crypto OG. Nowadays, he's doing like funding rounds for startups. But Martin is at least in Helsinki. Martin is known for Bitcoin Embassy and many startups. So Martin, would you like to maybe introduce yourself and cover it. But first, let's mention our a partner, which is Suchist.ai. Check that. That's the easy way to shift crypto. Uh, but yeah, Martin. So you're a Bitcoin OG, and how did your journey begin? I think you mined Bitcoin very early in like back in maybe 2011 or something. And how when did you hear about Bitcoin the first time? The like
Oh,
story.
very long time back. How much is it now? 25 years, 15 years back or something, yeah? No, I'm a chemist, and I used to, use calculations to fold molecules at university. And I was looking for a way to sell my processing power to universities to get paid. Yeah? And then I literally run into Google and whatever Bitcoin and what the fuck. I want to connect my PayPal account and I get paid, but only in some strange coin. That doesn't make any sense, yeah. Because when you can just use your computer to mine some Bitcoin, everybody can just do that. It doesn't make any sense. And where's the real money coming out? But then, of course, when you look into it, it actually makes sense, yeah. And this is how I started mining Bitcoin on my laptop. At that time, it was super early, 2011, and you could click uh, in the mining, like in the in the Bitcoin wallet. There was still a mining start mining button because the whole network speed was whatever 100 gigahash or something, and then I was mining, I don't know, like with a few hundred megahash with my graphic card on the laptop. And yeah, and it was just a fascinating idea that you have some kind of limited kind of asset in the internet, which totally made sense after I understood it for the first time, man. Because the reason why Bitcoin was so cool was because it was so simple. Because you have just four basic concepts. You have a peer-to-peer network, which I understand what it is, because I'm not a very smart guy. I'm just a chemist, whatever. But for me, I'm not into IT or tech or anything. But this peer-to-peer network and some kind of SHA algorithm, which is mixing some numbers, that all seemed possible to me. And then I thought it's so cool, and I want to tell everybody about it. Yeah, and I remember 2011, I was running around everywhere in the bar and at work, whatever. Hey, there's Bitcoin, look into this. And of course, people at 2011, oh, it's so stupid, yeah, whatever. And you're wasting all your money on that. I say, okay, just wait for it. Yeah? And then Bitcoin was cool at that point because it was not very cool.
Mm.
And of course, now it's 15 years later, and we all know
Yeah,
how the story went.
a very good point. Referring you because now we know that many Bitcoin OGs have been selling their coins. It's you use the on-chain data to prove it. So do you think like Bitcoin's ethos or Bitcoin's like kind of like meaning has now changed because it used to be a very like rebel movement, a rebel ecosystem, and now we have like BlackRock and Michael Saylor and like also Wall Street and the government of US like basically supporting it. So do you think that we, of course, like Bitcoin is now very successful and it has succeeded. Its price went to 126K and it has kind of like reached the potential. But do you think that it at the same time lost some of its like rebel ethos or rebel wipe at the same time? Do you think so?
I don't know, to be honest, because I mean, in the beginning, of course, it was never about money. It was just a cool technology, and like the first Bitcoin conference, it was just talking about tech. Yeah? They were discussing if SHA-256 or SHA-512 is the better algorithm, and
Yeah.
also like the first Bitcoin trades. It was just you met random people and made some cash trades on the train station. Yeah, because there was no official exchange even. So you needed to do it like this. There was no other option. And this was in a way like the fun part, yeah, because nobody cared if it's money or not. And then I remember in 2013, those first discussions started like, the lawyers came, like, yeah, is this not money or asset or whatever, how to deal with it. We never cared, yeah. We just use Bitcoin and it's a cool thing. And like you spend 10,000 Bitcoin on a pizza because the neighbor likes pizza too. And there's all these famous people spending a huge amount of Bitcoin for just to spread out the word. Like I also give Bitcoin away just for fun. Yeah, like, hey, come on, here, take this 10 Bitcoin, buy a T-shirt from that, and so I don't know. So at the moment, of course, it's like a big topic, but I actually I'm not big fan of Bitcoin at the moment anymore because it's again just a regular asset in the financial system by now. So I don't see any reason to use it anymore.
Do you have an opinion on the quantum threat of Bitcoin? What do you think about that? Will like quantum computing break the SHA to 56, or what do you think about that? Is that like threat? No, not yet.
I'm not in the technical stuff too much, but to be honest, I mean, of course, Bitcoin can be upgraded, whatever. So, and we would have totally different issues with encryption when it would be really going to quantum computing. But again, it's it's like a nuclear fusion. Of course, people are talking about it. The concept is real, but to actually go there, it's far away from any actual breakthrough, in my opinion. But as I said, I'm not a technology expert or anything like that. But I'm not concerned about that at all.
Yeah. Well said. But hey, you have this company Bitalo, and you're doing like funding rounds for startups. I think you want to cover that. So what is Bitalo, and what do you do? What is your edge in the market?
So Bitalo, of course, Bitalo started as I think the first non-custodial wallet in 2013. So we have really started as a non-custodial wallet because at that time, for me, this was a big topic that you have full control over your coins and nobody can freeze your account. At that time, the market was not ready for this and nobody cared. Like people were just using the centralized exchanges and everybody lost a lot of money, Mt. Gox, whatever. We all know the stories from Mt. Gox. But it's still, nobody cared about control of your money with multi-sig encryption, whatever. So we made a very cool concept. But it was nobody cared, and this is why the whole shift then came into fundraisings. Because first of all, we have set up our own fund, so we are actively investing in startups. Also, like good ideas. I'm supporting since many years good ideas financially, mostly not public. So it's behind the scenes, of course. So I'm not publicly. Not a public figure making big investments. It's more like in the background. When somebody has a good idea, they come to me and I'm setting up the structures. And of course, we also do now, because we have like a license in Germany for the Anlagevermittlung. So we're also doing public funding rounds for bigger projects normally the size 5 to 8 million is like the envisaged size for the public funding rounds. And so basically we are connecting investors who want to invest into new ideas and also get like a potentially very high return compared, of course, with relatively high risk. And on the other hand, of course, we want to help startups to get to the financial market, like to get funding, to get the financial market. And we are also like, using our own money also to invest in the companies.
Right. Interesting. And you have like capital coverage solutions, but also like you have like tied agents and consulting, and also some kind of referral program if for startups, and like a lot of interesting services here. So yeah.
No, the point is, of course, because most of these kind of projects are not even public. Because normally when you go public, you're already big enough, so you don't necessarily need funding anymore. But of course, the tied agent also, these are basically people who don't have their own license, who can then also come to us and bring their network to our projects, basically. And this is where they get commissions, of course. And of course, in the financial services, the commissions are over average high, like over average, because of course it's difficult to find the right investor for the right project.
Yeah.
And this is why, of course, we are bringing together basically the projects with the people who want to do the funding. And also one very cool thing, what I think only we have. Yeah? So basically, we are actually paying the people to listen to pitches. So we have basically our own internal token system. People get paid to listen to business ideas. There's no need to invest or anything like that. It's just the investors, or like, sorry, the projects are basically paying funds to pitch their project to potential investors. And this is also like one way you have to relax. We have also done VR days set up, whatever, where they can have online presentations, all kind of stuff. And there's a social network, which is not public, but internal. And so this kind of interaction to also democratize the financial markets is a big issue. Because, for example, if you go to a bank and you do all your passport copy and all your KYC with a head turn left, when you go to Kraken, to whatever financial service, you just have to do this KYC procedures. For us, we even pay you for the data which you are obliged to give by law. So this is like, I think, very unique thing that the people who are going into our database and going through the KYC process, they're actually getting paid for the data they are providing, even when it's by the law. It's not like an option. You cannot opt out to say, look, I want to invest in the project. Of course, you need to do the KYC. You need to like opening a bank account. Yeah? So imagine the bank would pay you for opening an account. I think some banks do, but only in a very limited way. And for us, it's directly also with the data control. So you can decide to give your data to a potential project. And this is, in my opinion, a far more direct interaction between the projects than has ever been seen before.
Yeah, and you are regulated. You're like regulated by the MiCA, and so.
No, we are not in MiCA. We have the MiFID because we are doing regular traditional financial assets, which means shares, bonds, these kind of things. Yeah, it's like when you want to invest in a company, you have shares. Shares is, in my opinion, the best option to invest in the company because you can get long-term dividends and you have basically a say in the company. So you're basically an owner of the company. Because all these kind of crypto idiots, I'm crypto idiot, but all these kind of token guys, like, hey, you don't get any voting rights, you don't get any share of the company, you just get some stupid utility nonsense. And this is why all those fundraisings failed long term. These are pump and dump schemes. But we want to create actual ownership long term and then grow the businesses and make long-term revenue via dividends. Like, for example, you have Coca-Cola shares, you get every year paid a dividend on the sales of Coca-Cola. Of course, it's not like the startup immediately is like as big as Coca-Cola, but of course, you have, of course, huge chances because when the startup is small, you get a lot of shares for a very low price. And when the company goes up, for example, if you would have invested in Airbnb, I don't know, 20, 30 years back, or I don't know how old they are, and you would be the first owner or one of the very first owners, which would be like in the private round already. And then the whole thing grows 50,000% in annual revenue every year. Then, of course, you have huge chances to win just on the share price. And of course, on the other hand, 9 out of 10 of these projects are failing. So you need, of course, to be smart. You need to find the right team and the right whatever. And this is, of course, where the risk comes from. Of course, you have, but the good thing is you can only lose 100%, but you can win 50 million% in the plus side. And of course, and this is why those investments are not public. Because for the normal consumer, let's say, I'm not saying that the grandmother is not smart enough to invest in this kind of things, but obviously there is also regulation, and it's not like you can quickly push those kind of projects like, hey, you have to invest in this super profitable, potentially risky thing, whatever. But this is like, you need to know what you're doing, and this is why it's not for everybody. And this is why we have like a private circle of investors and not like a public viewing.
That makes sense. Yeah. So I will add your Bitalo links these to our show notes. But I think we can wrap this up. We have now talked for 15 minutes. So thanks for your time, Martin, and you're welcome to attend the show again. So
Yeah, thanks so much. And
good
yeah,
luck with everything.
yeah, thanks. Because now we have -22 outside, so I think I will
Yes,
go to the
it's very
sauna
cool.
now.
Yes. So yeah, thanks, Martin. See you next time.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Thank you.